So let's talk about something that's pretty near and dear to our heart. If you haven't guessed by the title, it's Puerto Rico. First and foremost, we want to get some facts out of the way, as is the nature of our channel when we talk about policies. Puerto Rico became an unincorporated territory under civil government in 1900. That means that they've been a territory of the United States of America for well over 100 years. Puerto Rico has a population of roughly 3.2 billion. That's more people than Arkansas, and 17 other states at that. Nearly all of the total population of the combined U.S. territories. And Puerto Rico is larger in area than both Rhode Island and Delaware combined. Puerto Rico is the most competitive economy in Latin America, and an important part of the American manufacturing industry, supplying pharmaceuticals and textiles to the American people up here in the continental 48 all year round. Their purchasing power parity per capita remains higher than 80% of the rest of the world. This is not some poor nation we're talking about here. It's a powerful economy that is just a small part of the overwhelming American giant. Over 375,000 Puerto Ricans are veterans or currently serving in active duty in the U.S. military. Serving you. That's no small number. And roughly 52% of current residents of Puerto Rico have served or have family who have served. Its people are born American citizens. And yet we are constantly seeing people say that Puerto Ricans are not Americans, that they should not be incorporated into the United States of America properly, that featuring a Puerto Rican in the halftime show of the Super Bowl is somehow un-American, as though he wasn't born and raised an American citizen on American soil. Racism is alive and well, folks. These people don't even know that Puerto Rico is literally American territory, and Bad Bunny is literally a born American citizen. What could be more American, we ask you, than representing the hard-working American citizens from our glorious and thriving territory of Puerto Rico, an example to all of Latin America for how great a place can really be? Meanwhile, the people of Puerto Rico have been waiting for their chance to become part of America for over a century. Alaska, with a population of not even 750,000 people, waited only 91 years to become a state. Hawaii, today with only 1.4 million residents, waited only 59 years before it got properly incorporated. Puerto Rico has waited for 126 years. That is over twice the time that Hawaii had to wait. It has more population than both of those states combined, with Alaska's economy nearly half the size, and even Hawaii's economy still roughly $45 billion smaller. And at least as of the most recent information we can find, roughly 58% of the territory desires statehood. The island has been slammed by hurricanes and devastated by disservice and racism from the rest of the nation, who cannot even acknowledge that it is part of America. Our own president once called Puerto Rico a separate country, whose leader was taking money from America, despite the fact that the leader of Puerto Rico is our president. For once, an accurate statement by Trump, even if he didn't mean it that way. And we continue to underrepresent this valued American territory by challenging their status as American at all. Not in our administration. Not if the new bullmoose has anything to say about it. Why does Puerto Rico, which makes so much more money, has so much more people, and stands to give so much more to America by becoming a state, have to wait over twice the time of some glistening string of islands in the Central Pacific? They're both tourist traps. Is it actually the racism? Is it that they mostly speak Spanish and have darker skin? Is it just that the white majority population of the United States administrative system just doesn't want more icky brown people with representation? Surely not! Say it isn't so! But the current president and his administration have most assuredly never been overtly racist. Ever. Most certainly, they've never gone out and publicly stated that Somalis have low IQ, or that Mexico is sending rapists and murderers, or that Haitians are eating the cats. Doubtless, the president has never called anywhere in Africa a shithole country or demanded the deaths of 5 black children framed in New York. Surely he's never said El Salvador was a shithole and then immediately thereafter talked about sending homegrown criminals there to work in concentration camps under a self-described dictator, which our president says is good, because according to him, sometimes you need a dictator. He's undoubtedly never praised dictator Kim Jong-un as a smart leader with an iron hand, or Putin as brilliant, and we could not believe he once asserted that the world would be 100% better off if dictators like Hussein and Gaddafi had not been removed from power. Oh wait. Yes, as a matter of fact, these are all things the current president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, has specifically said. You can go find them, uncut, on YouTube. They're out there in the open for all to see, so don't take our word for it. Go look it up yourself. Or ask ChatGPT or whatever it is you feel the need to trust to get you the truth. It's pretty much everywhere. So yeah, we think it's fair to say that this island, that is bigger than 2 states combined, more populous than 18 states, has a bigger economy than the latest 2 states added to our union almost combined, has one of the most competitive economies in Latin America, has waited over twice as long as Hawaii, and is home to a lot of active duty and veteran military, should be inducted into statehood. They have done more and continue to do more than many states who are already represented in our nation. The fact that they can't even vote for their own president, the president who refuses to acknowledge that they are American citizens at all and treats them as foreigners, is intolerable. An entire percent of our nation's population is unrepresented. This is a threat to democracy. And before you go saying, oh, it's just 1%, that's not enough to make a big difference, the American right is currently making a very big deal about the trans agenda, despite the fact that the trans population only represents about 1% of America at best. This isn't a trans video, so we're not going to focus any more on that. But before you go saying that we shouldn't focus on a comparably tiny fraction of the population when put against the whole of the United States of America, maybe you should stop throwing stones in glass houses and start focusing on more important things than eliminating the equality of an entire percent of the population. Maybe, if you think that 1% is so dangerous that it could hypothetically endanger the whole fucking country, because you're a bigot, you should instead focus on enriching a different entire percent of the population so that it will offset things. But we suppose you wouldn't care to do that because that percentage is, brown? No, serious question. We invite literally anyone to come down into the comments section and try to justify their position against incorporating Puerto Rico as a US state for literally any other reason than culture and ethnicity, than racism. They speak a different language. Spanish is the second most spoken language in the United States of America, and it's on every fucking macaroni and cheese box, so get over yourself and stop being racist. Because they're brown? So is our neighbor down the road. Stop being racist. Because they don't have the same culture? They are literally natural-born American citizens. Puerto Rican culture is American culture, and has been for over 100 years. Stop being fucking racist! The only other complaint we can find is that tons of conservatives, specifically, don't want to incorporate Puerto Rico because they have the highest percentage of their population under the poverty line, and because they're a Democratic-leaning territory. So the conservatives don't want the poors being part of our nation. And they don't want people who disagree with them politically to get to vote and be equal to them. So we're folding in classism and generic political corruption too? So Puerto Rico is not a proper state, and only continues to not be a proper state, despite all of the benefits it would bring to the table, and all of the very good things it has already done for our nation, because the yucky, poor brown people don't like what I like or vote how I want them to vote. Disgusting. A slap in the face to all American values that we've founded our fair republic upon. No longer! As future President of the United States of America, we vow to do everything within our power to get Puerto Rico the incorporation and representation that its hardworking people deserve. No longer will they be left without a say in their nation. Now we demand recognition of Bad Bunny and the people of Puerto Rico as a whole. They deserve better. All of America deserves better. And if you think so too, you'll vote David A. Gray for President of the United States of America in 2028. So vote progressive. Vote Bull Moose.